Well, hello, friends. Time for another Dear Burt. This one's going to be a little bit different, though. You noticed, if you have been up to the blog, that we asked you what subjects you were mostly interested in. And as you look and see the figures there, what came in number one, far ahead of what was second, was Qigong. And second, of course, was quantum jumping. I kind of hoped that quantum jumping was coming in first, but I see Qigong is what is of interest to most of you. After that was positive thinking. Incidentally, the picture behind me, that's a pure painting. That's one of my latest paintings. As many of you know, I just took up painting recently, and I got the inspiration, you might say, from a quantum jump. Okay, let's get into Qigong. Let me teach you a little bit about Qigong, and next week I'll answer as many of your questions as I can. Some of them I've been putting off for a while. You might say that Qigong that you're going to learn now in the next 9.5 minutes is going to be like going to a mathematics class and learning that 1 and 1 is 2, because there's not much you can learn about Qigong in 9 minutes over a video or through reading a book for that matter. But hopefully you'll learn enough to be able to use it. First of all, define the word. Qi. Well, you probably know that Qi is energy. How about Gong? My Chinese friends tell me, because Qigong is a Chinese word, that Gong, the nearest translation would be manipulation, and that fits fine. Qigong is energy manipulation. And once you understand how to manipulate energy, oh, the world becomes your oyster. You know so much. I'm going to endeavor here to show you enough so that you can be motivated, and so that perhaps you can use it for healing yourself of a few various ills. Let's start with the hands. Take your two hands and you hold them up like so. Now, to manipulate energy, you first of all have to imagine the energy, and that's your intention here. How do you imagine energy? Just think about the back of your hand. When you think about the back of your hand, you're so energizing the back of your hand so that you can utilize it by turning the energy into something that you can sense. Now, what do I mean by that? Instead of just imagining the back of your hand, imagine that there's a hand in the back of your hand pushing, and that there's a hand in the back of your hand this way pushing. And put your hands together and imagine that. Now, this is Qigong 101, as I've said. Now, with imagining that the two hands are pushing your hands together, try to take your hands apart. And if your imagination is good and strong, you won't be able to take your hands apart. Now, change that and imagine the palms of your hand. Imagine a hand pushing the palm of your hand this way, your other palm that way. And while you're doing that, try to put your hands together, and you'll notice that they're bouncing away. They're bouncing away. You may have seen this old trick that a lot of hypnotists use, although this is not hypnotism. This is Qigong. A lot of hypnotists will use this, and what they don't realize is that they're using Qigong. They'll say to a person, take your two hands and imagine that you have in one hand a balloon, and the balloon is up into the sky. And in the other hand, imagine that you're holding a pail of sand. And now if you do that, if you imagine that you have a balloon in one hand and a pail of sand in the other, what's going to happen is this. One hand is going to start going up and the other hand is going to start going down, and it'll be out of your conscious control. You actually have to work at it to keep them level. One will always want to go down, the other one, that's go up. That's Qigong. Well, so what? How is that going to be useful for anything? Well, let's see. Let's say you're one of those who like to lie around in bed in the morning. You don't like to get up. And one of the reasons for that is Qigong, believe it or not. Let me explain that. You're lying in bed. Let's say you're lying in bed and you're lying on your stomach. Now, if you like to lie on your back when you're in bed in the morning, well, it doesn't matter. You can put it however. I'm going to use your stomach. You're lying on your stomach. Now, your stomach is in contact with the bed, so the energy is on your stomach and your chest or your breast, whatever, your face, whatever is touching the sheet of your bed. That Qigong is holding you to the bed, and it's difficult to get up. Now, how do you get up? You're lying in bed, you want to get up, but you're so comfortable there, you don't realize that Qigong is the reason that you're laying there. The energy is working against you. It's working for you if you want to lay in bed and go to sleep, against you if you want to get up. How do you do it? Well, you're lying in bed. Imagine your back. Just think about your back. Think about the back of your head, about your backside, the back of your legs, and suddenly you're practically lifted out of bed. Try it. Try it tomorrow morning, or try it tonight if you want. Now, okay, well, I don't necessarily have to use it for that. I always get out of bed in the morning. Any other uses? Of course. Let's say that you're a runner. If you're a runner, here's something that's as good as a second wind. Imagine that there's a hand in the back of you pushing you forward. Imagine a hand is in the back of you pushing you forward, and think about the tops of your feet, and suddenly you'll run like the wind. You want to try that? Run, and then imagine a hand pressing your chest as you're running. Don't press your chest with your hand. Just imagine it, and you'll find you slow down. Now, you can use this. As I said, I only have a very short while to teach you these things, and this is really a weekend seminar I'm giving you in 9 minutes, so it's really not fair to you. I do Qigong seminars, and this is the gist of it. Well, if you can really grasp what I'm saying here, you can utilize it in 1,000 different ways. Okay, that's for runners. Well, chances are you're not a runner. How about if you want to get up out of a chair? I'm sitting in my chair now, and the energy is at my backside because that's touching the chair. And so the energy is pressing me down. If I want to get up, all I have to do is think about my shoulders, think about the top of my head, and I practically spring up because the energy is pulling me up. Okay? Now that's a hint. Now let's get on to healing. How about healing? When I energize water, I call it quantum water, but using Qigong water, which is virtually the same thing, you just project the energy into the water as to what it is that you want the water to do. You want to grow giant plants, so you project the energy of growth into the water. How do you do that? You think of giant plants. You think of growth. You think of whatever it is you want the water to do. You project that into the water by simply thinking of the water. The best way to do that is hold it up in front of your eyes and project the giant plant into the water and then water the plant. I used to do that in my children's classes, and we had plants. The children would come back a month later to check on the plants, and they would be. We also had control plants, of course, but the Qigong plants were all over the place. Okay, I'm running out of time here. So you could also, let's say you want water for an upset stomach. You want a laxative, the same thing, you project that into it. Now, you don't need water. Let's say that you have something wrong with a part of your body. You're in pain somewhere. You have a stomach ache. Just concentrate on your stomach, not the outside of your stomach itself. Concentrate on the stomach. That is putting the Qigong energy, the energy manipulation into your stomach, and you'll see an instant relief in many, many cases. So anytime that you have a pain, think about not the pain, think about the area that's painful. If it's a muscle that's in pain, think about the muscle. Just think about, that's all you have to do is think about the muscle. How long does it take? Seconds. And unfortunately, I'm running out of time. We're already into 9 minutes. It really flew by. Next week, I'll be answering some of your questions. This is just a short one to give you kind of a taste of Qigong. But let me know what you think. And do use some of the techniques that I've told you about. We'll have something a little bit more elaborate, perhaps, in the future. So goodbye for now. My time is up. Thank you very much for listening. This is Burt Goldman signing off. Do have a good day, a good week, month, and the rest of 2009. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And thank you for your comments.